Welcome back to another lesson of Microsoft Excel Essential. In this lesson, we are going to learn about left, right, mid, rept, and len. Well, what are these functions? Well, these are very simple functions which you can use in Microsoft Excel, and sometimes it is quite useful. Okay, now let's start off by putting in our function. How are you going to put it? Let's say this is going to be a left, right. Then we're going to put in mid. Let's say I'm going to put in our start off by adding in our caps lock, rept, and then our len function. Now, just like it says, it's going to be left, right, mid, rept, and len, but it doesn't work the way you are thinking. It's not going to put the words on the left side or right side or in the middle. So what it does is that basically when you are putting in characters or putting in functions, let's say even words, now you can select the characters you are using. Now, what I'm going to do is going to be clicking on equal. What I'm going to do is increase the size of these a bit. Okay, first I'm going to click the size, make sure it is a bit bigger so that it is visible, right? Increase it, and I'm going to do is increase this over here too. And type in equal left. I'm going to do is put in my own text. Now, let's say I'm going to put my text to be technology. Make sure to put in the text in your double quotation so that it validates the data. Technology. Double quotation. Now what you're going to do is you have this criteria called number or characters. Now what this function does is that from a specific keyword which you're using, now how many words do you want to use? Well, you might think that this is kind of useless, but each function has its own functionality, okay? Now let's say I want 4 letters or 4 alphabets from the left side. I'm going to type in 4, close the parentheses, hit on enter, and you can see tech has appeared up. Now you might think that we can just type it like this, right? But just some function has some, various functionality it can offer. Now if you want only 3 letters, you will see only TEC will appear up. And you can do the same thing. Let's say I want 5 and only 5 will appear up. It works the same way with right, but it works on the right side of the word which you're trying to put. Right? Put in your own text. Let's say I'm going to do the same thing. Technology. Close the double quotation. Number of characters. Let's say I want to put in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to put in 5. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and you can see technology. What if I'm going to do is hit on 4 over here, and here I'm going to do is put in 6. So it just, matches up technology, right? You can also make different ones according to your desire. Now I'm going to do the same thing with mid. Well, what it does is just it takes up the middle, or let's say starts off from the middle character or where you want to start it from. Basically, it is called mid because it starts off from the specific alphabet which you're trying to select it from. Type in equal mid. Now select the text. I'm going to do is open the parentheses. I'm going to do the same thing. Technology. Close the parentheses or close off the double quotation, comma. Now you're going to start with the starting number. Now from which alphabet do you want to start? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's say I'm going to do is type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And type in 5, comma, and I'm going to do is 6. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and you can see technology. You can see 6 of them appeared up, but I want only 2 of them after the number started. 2. Hit on enter, and you can see no. Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm not going to put in no. I'm going to do is type in comma 3. Tech no. Okay, I'm going to do is put it over here. 4. Hit on enter, and you can see technology. What we're going to do is just keep it, Control X, put it over here, Control X, put it over here. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing over here so that it looks a bit better and works a bit better. There we go. We have tech, even though you see the whole text is over here. We have mid, where we start off from mid. Now you can use whichever value you want. Let's say if I want to start from 4, if I want 5 letters, you can see all of them has appeared up. Now you can put in one, only one alphabet will appear up, which is H, but I want two of it after the starting character. So I can see it like this. I'm going to type in 3, 2. This is how it works. I'm going to type in 5 and 2, comma. There we go. It looks a lot better, right? Now the next thing we're going to learn is going to be rept. Now what does the rept function do? Well, basically the rept function is the repetitive, or let's say repeat function. It's going to repeat the same character you want to put. Type in equal rept and put in your text. Let's say I'm going to do is type in again tech. No. Let's say I'm going to type in tech. Close out the parentheses or close out the double quotation and how many times you want it to appear. Let's say I want it to appear 3 times. Close the parentheses and you can see tech, 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 right? But there are no, spaces. Now, how are you going to do that? You cannot do that by clicking on it and then putting in your space. It doesn't work that way. What you have to do is select on this and make sure to put the space after this. Hit on enter and you can see the space. Now, what happens if you put the space before? You can see there will be space, but this is gonna start from over here. Okay, so I would rather, keep the space after the word so that it works a bit better. Hit on this space. There we go. Looks a bit more better, right? Instead of that space. Now we have is the len function. Let's just show you how this len function works. Well, the len function basically is going to give you the number of alphabets in that specific, keyword or the word which you're using. Type in equal len and put in your own text. Let's say I'm going to type in technology. Close the double quotation. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and it will give me 10 because there is 10 in technology. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can do the same thing with other stuff. What I'm going to do is type in America. There we go, 7. Then you can do the same thing from over here. What I'm going to do is select the specific cell, even if you want to, it might not work. See? We can only put in text inside of it. So now you know how this function works in Microsoft Excel of left, mid, right, rept, and len. Where we're going to give you, let's say an additional to this lesson, which is going to be concatenating data. It just basically does is concatenates the data or puts them together. And how are you going to do that? Equal, concatenate. You can see it over here, concatenate. Select the text, comma, this, comma, this. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and you can see everything will be added in together. Now, what if you want spaces? Now, that is a bit different, okay? So it works a bit different when you want, spaces, and then you want to put in numbers, also with concatenate. And how are you going to do that? Type in equal and concatenate. Open this up. Okay, first off, I'm going to do is put in a value over here. Okay, we already have the value. We have 7 over here. Equal, concatenate. I'm going to do select the text, comma, this. Close the parentheses, hit on enter, and you can see technology 7. What you're going to do is put in a star or asterisk sign. I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to click on this function argument. What you're going to do is make sure this is empty. And in the third one, I'm going to do is put in this value. Hit on OK, and there we go. We have it. Even though there is no space, what you're going to do is select on this over here, put in double quotation 2 times, hit on enter, and you will basically see this over here. Now, even though if it still does not, what you're going to do is use concat, okay? Concat over here, concat data. I'm going to just hit on enter, and you will basically see the number is still the same. Now, what I'm going to do is going to be using another way of how you can do that. You can put in and, okay? If you put in and, it's going to be a space, okay? So I'm going to do is put in the specific cell and then put in, this over here. I'm going to select on this. Okay, let's just start off with putting in 2 alphabets at the same time. Equal, concat. I'm going to do is, let's say I'm going to do is put this tech, comma, 2 of them, comma, and then this is going to be how it's going to look like. Techno, right? I'm going to just cut this one off, and here we're going to just type in equal select the specific cell. Let's say this is going to be our tech. Then you're going to do is put in an ampersand, then put in double quotation in between, and put in the ampersand again. And this is going to be this. Okay. And after you're done, make sure to hit on enter so that you get your exact results. Hit on enter and you will see it will be like this. Okay. Make sure to put in a space. And there we go. We have the space in between. So it's going to work this way. Okay. Let's say I'm going to do is put in 7. Let's see if it works. You can see tech 7 has appeared up. So make sure to put in that space in between this double quotation so that it puts the space in between this two text or two data. So hope you learned everything in this lesson, and now let's move on to our next lesson of Microsoft Excel.